I watch basketball. I'm not gonna not watch basketball.
The thing that's even crazier about that is this is a TV watching nigga for real. He always talking about, yeah, you seen the new Ozark? Bro, I don't watch TV, bro.
What I'm saying is when I'm gonna watch it. Right. Other than that though, you know, I'm not really watching nothing. I try to just take the time to try and read a book.
Right.
I mean, I was doing audiobooks heavy before, so I probably had that backwards and probably didn't realize that I just actually wanted a physical copy.
Yeah.
But like now, I be getting the car, I be listening to music. I be like, damn, I could have just used something more self-help for the day to get me going.
Valuable,
you know what I'm saying? Something to get me through the day. I got Drake playing. It's the road shit to be playing.
Hey, Drake can have you in your feelings, nigga.
Tripping and shit, man.
Oh man, look, man. We back with another episode of the Think Successfully Room. This is the podcast where we focus on building mindsets, focus on building character, bringing value to both you and your people, and aligning your body with your motherfucking intelligence. I am your host, QB So Effing Amazing. And we got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and get my DJ Envy on. We got Lanor, man.
That was way better than any intro we've ever dropped.
My fault. I ain't trying to make y'all.
No, that was dope though.
You was crazy.
Hey, we got Lanor in the building, man. Hey, bro, if y'all do me a favor, bro, Naje, just go ahead and introduce yourself first.
You creator, might as well go first.
I'm Rome. Started Lanor in 2015. You know, was getting my feet wet a little bit with like trying to get the business started and figure everything out. And 2000, what was it, like 18?
Something like
That's
that.
when we kind of linked. Like we just tried to bring two minds together. You know what I'm saying?
That's where it started.
So
sure. I was just like, I joined like 2019 for real, but I was around him in like 2018. I'm just like seeing the move. I'm liking the brand. I'm like, hey, let me hop in.
Y'all brand is fire, bro.
I appreciate it, man.
Y'all brand is fire, bro. So it was a question I wanted to ask y'all, man. While we got you on here, man. So to me, I think everybody that actually has a purpose in life should be branding themselves in some type of way. And the thing about a brand is, people don't really think about how deep it is to actually get people to, you know, fuck with what you actually do, because people don't really buy into what you do, but they buy into why you do it.
Right.
So and every brand has to have an amazing story to even get people to want to fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? So so the story behind Lanor, just y'all brand in general, like, what would y'all say would be the cause of why people mess with Lanor or just gravitate towards Lanor the way they do?
I mean, so one thing I'll say is like when I started it, you know, I was just kind of in a space of like trying to figure out what was like the next thing for me. Mm-hmm. I was playing basketball. I had stopped at that 24, 25 when I realized like, you know, this ain't really where I'm headed. I can tell now, you know what I'm saying? I can see what's going on, and kind of just tried to dig into my childhood to figure out what that was. And like, man, I was just like really into like fashion, like heavy as a kid. So when I started it kind of was easy because I like had the energy from like my brother. He passed away in 2011, and like it's something like I feel like he would just have wanted me to just continue to do in life and just prosper in something, you know what I'm saying? So like his energy here and how it made people feel when they was around it was kind of like what that was built off of, you know what I'm saying? I wanted something that made people want to ask me like, what, you know, what's this? Or bring confidence to people when they had it on, and like, you know, just being in that space and that feeling, that energy.
Man, bro, that's powerful, bro, because so just that story, like how long did it take you to think of like this? Because it's Lanor, the name Lanor got something to do with him?
Yeah, so the name comes from my brother's middle name. It's Lanor Riss, but I just broke it down and called it J Lanor at first, but then I just liked the way Lanor just kind of sounded. Yeah, that was like one of the main intentions behind it, is like I need something that just stick out, you know. And yeah, I appreciate that, man. I just like I said, it wasn't really too hard to think of it. I remember the girl at the time that was like helping me with it, and like she was telling me, she was like, man, I've been doing fashion for like 10 years and I still ain't got a name. And you just been talking to me about this a couple months. You already with a name and everything, but it was just something like, you know, when you got something that just is pulling you strongly towards it, and you just automatically know, you just know like this is what it's supposed to be called. This is what it's supposed to look like. You know what I'm saying? And obviously you grow into like everything and start seeing new things and stuff like that. So I think that, you know, where it's headed is definitely, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, bro, cause my fault.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Man, bro, cause when cause I don't get impressed by a lot of stuff, especially when it comes to brands, man. So when I see Lanor, I feel like I really could have been some type of scout for talent or something. So like when it came to Lanor, I'm like, man, they fire. But like I was digging into y'all brand deeper. It's just I like the way y'all brand y'all. So you know what I'm saying. And I was more so like, cause I'm not sure if y'all got a bio on the website.
Yeah,
maybe I didn't really take a look at the bio, but you know, I get in tune with Maslow'S hierarchy of needs. Have y'all ever heard of that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Maslow'S hierarchy of needs got 5 different stages that has to be tapped into in order to make a person feel safe. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to a brand, whether it's clothing or whatever the case may be, if you can, you know, have a brand that's capable of tapping into those 5 level of needs in a person, it's almost guaranteed that they're gonna feel safe with that brand and they're gonna convert.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what y'all do well, that y'all tap into those 5 level of needs without really thinking about it though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you look at Maslow'S hierarchy of needs, y'all gonna see exactly what y'all brand is tapping into, and that's why I fuck with it more the way I do, man. And I think anybody that has a brand that's actually trying to make a name for their brand, they gotta think about Maslow'S hierarchy of needs and exactly how to create a brand that's tapping into those 5 different levels. Because that's what's gonna, it's almost a guarantee that if you can touch them on those levels, they gonna convert and actually support what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, man, Naje, man, what made, man, let's come to you, man. You ain't saying nothing, man. Man, how you get in tune with Lanor, man? What made you want to mess with Lanor, man?
Honestly, it was really just the energy of just talking to Rome. Like, a lot of the things that he was saying like resonated with me, where it's like, again, the clothes give you confidence, because it was like, I remember, you know, growing up and shit, it's like you ain't really have like a lot of bread or whatever, so you just like you just throwing fists together. Like, my OG is like the queen of like going to the thrift store and like throwing a fit together, getting crazy, and it's just like, all right, like let me figure this out. You know what I'm saying? So it was again that clothes bringing the confidence, and again bringing it together with the internal confidence. It was like, it was just something that really resonated with me. And again, the story behind it was, again, another thing that was just like, whoa, like, I can get that. I can get behind that. You know what I'm saying? With his brother passing, and that motivated him to do something, be like, all right, let me do something with my life. I was like, yeah, I like this. And then it just naturally came about where we was just having these conversations. It was like, I was picking his brain, he was picking mine. We was just sharpening each other's swords. And then it just became one of them things where it was just like, it's like my brother, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's just like,
man, hey, look, that's a hot topic, man. Creativity, man. Look, hold on. Go ahead and turn these motherfuckers red. Man, hey, that's a fire topic, man. Create, how you just said, y'all ideas bounce off one another. So I don't think people understand how, and Albert Einstein said this, is that your imagination is more important than your knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Which is true. So when it comes to ideas and bouncing y'all ideas off of one another, do y'all have a space that's set up to help push those ideas? You know what I'm saying? You know how, say like you was in an all-white room, right? But then you have a room that has all type of LED lights, maybe portraits. This room is going to flow those ideas a lot better than that all-white room. So is it a y'all space where y'all come together and think, man, how y'all space looking?
I ain't even go front with you. It might just be like we see something hard, and I'm just like, I send it to him, he send it to me. And it's like, yeah, let's work with this. Let's play with something. Like, I don't know. You'll literally see like a piece on somebody. It might be a vintage piece. Like I've been in Mason Margiela really heavy. Like he all the design, but I definitely be.
Oh,
hey, look at this! Look at this!
Like you.
Yeah, so pretty much just kind of like what like I'm starting to roll into now, like the creative director role almost, to where it's like this is the idea, this is what we're trying to create, you know. And we got a team around us that we can like flow those ideas through and get it to look like how we want to, you know. So
we got some dogs on staff. Hey, shout out them. Shout out like Angel and all of them, cause
Cause that's what it's about, man. It's having. Cause I realize, man, one brain just don't be enough. Man. Yeah. You need people around you to help bounce off those ideas, man.
I could say that Angel will definitely throw on like some jazz sometimes. He'll throw on some music and set like the tone for like us creating. Right. And I don't know what it be, bro. Like so I'm kind of behind him on the iPad, you know, just constantly like looking at shit or just, you know, working on something that I got an idea for after he done with this type, so I can be like, yo, all right, well, this is what we want to work on next. But he just be going in and I'll look, you know, and I'll make slight adjustments. Well, he, you know, he got like, what's it on the computer?
Yeah, on like
Illustrator and all that. I couldn't even get the name out, but but yeah, he'll be just going crazy on there, and like he really like, and that's his thing. It's like just give me the direction, and we gonna get it there. You know, sometimes you gotta like source out, you know, for different type of designs when you want something a little bit more like different than what you have or that you're going through with certain designers and stuff. But we don't really do it as much, you know.
That's one thing. And not on like the corny shit, but like it's a perfect thing that goes in like our latest project, Death to the Ego. Is like I have to give it to Rome, because that is one of those things where if you have a brand or, you know what I'm saying, anything, but really like if you got a brand, if it's clothing, if it's just a regular business, whatever, it's like you have to put that ego to the side and allow other people to flourish, you know what I'm saying, if they have that skill set that you might lack on, you know what I'm saying.
That's what the team, see, when I seen Death to the Ego, I didn't even think about it like that. That's how a team prospers.
Yeah.
Is everybody being able to put their egos aside.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like the one downfall to a team is that one person that don't know how to put their ego to the side. It's either that or the other team members ain't finna be rocking with them like that. So now we gotta, cause it's kind of killing the energy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I go back. I want to go back to it was some Rome was saying how you look at different pieces to get an idea of what piece y'all want to.
Yeah, I mean, cause like when you think about like fashion, like you kind of want to modernize it. You know what I'm saying? Like so, when you go back and look at a vintage piece, and then you go and you see what people are doing now, you kind of can see the resemblance now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, okay, well, now what? How did I make this Lanor? You know what I'm saying? And it's still things that we're working on, but we're still so early in the business to where it's like, you know, like as long as we stand on par with like what we're trying to create, you know, it's nice to see that we starting to break out from this space of just being like, you know, I don't want to say like all other brands or anything like that, but just in a space where like people could look at your shit and be like, oh, that's Lanor.
You got it.
Without you having Lanor slapped on the front of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what we're trying to get into and create. Like.
Because it is one of those things like speaking on, again, branding and having your own branding and your personal branding, you have to have that groundwork created where you do have that signature, that blueprint or that fingerprint, whatever you want to call it, where somebody can see your stuff, if it is clothing, if it is, like say like rapping, for example, if you got your own flow, people will hear it not even knowing, you know what I'm saying, like they didn't even have to hear your name, but they know that's you. You know what I'm saying? Or like with the clothing, it's like you might have a certain cut to your clothing they look at it and it's like, oh, okay, that's Lanor. Okay, that's whoever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like having that branding built in again with the clothing. It's always like, think about if you dropped McDonald's off the arches, you see the arches, you know what I'm saying? Same thing throughout any brand is just having brand recognition, and that's built into again your branding and how you market yourself. So
brand recognition, man. We might have to bring y'all back to discuss that motherfucking topic, man. That's like, you just learning from the masters though, because that's exactly what everybody do. And whatever everybody did, whether you an artist, clothing designer, that's how you pick up what works for y'all. Is that you learn from the masters. It's like a recipe. Right. It's like y'all got a pot. You like something they do. You like something they do. And y'all bring it together. And y'all just cooked up Lanor. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I see. And correct me if I'm wrong. That fire, it kind of reminds me of how Ed Hardy did his shit.
I mean, you do get some inspiration from like brands like Ed Hardy. You know what I'm saying? Like. I mean, we used to, as kids, we used to go crazy over stuff like that. So, definitely, like you can see some Ed Hardy inspiration in some of the stuff that we do, and especially like some future stuff that we're gonna be doing because like it's already been there. We just like there's pieces that we just be like, nah, this is gonna take some. This when this is a thing and it's out in the universe, like people gotta know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, so real quick, man, I want to get y'all opinion on, because every business has systems, right? Every business got systems, and I think over COVID-19, man, people was pretty much creating stuff that they weren't necessarily passionate about. They just was trying to make a quick dollar real quick. But everybody don't really understand the importance of having a system behind what you do. You know what I'm saying? Because if your system ain't in play and the passion ain't there, you pretty much gonna give up on it before you retrieve that pot of gold to top of the people. So like as far as system, real quick, how important is y'all system to y'all? Or do y'all have
You want me to open it up?
I mean,
like to be completely honest, like it has been a passion project up until this point. We've tried a lot of different things, but I think that's the beauty of where we are right now, where we are still trying to firm up that system, like something that somebody could join the team, not even knowing us for real, just knowing the brand, and then they be able to jump into that system and work in it. That's the thing that we still trying to lay the groundwork for and make sure we iron out and make sure it's solid, because we don't want it to come in and somebody like, oh man, they unprofessional. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? And then you lose great talent because, you know what I'm saying, you don't got your stuff together. So like right now it is one of the things where all the products that we making, it's like we have a system in the sense of like Rome creating and then we try to figure out what season that's supposed to release in, blase blah, so on and so forth. But as far as like really getting a real granular idea of like what that looks like and feels like, that's something that we still kind of working to clay on, if you will.
That was amazing explanation. I ain't even expect you to go that deep into it, man. But look, man, hey, I appreciate y'all niggas, man, for coming through.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fucking
appreciate you for having us.
Room, man. Naje.
Yeah,
Man, Rome.
For sure, man.
Appreciate you, God, man. We gonna go ahead and close this out, man. Lanor, fire episode, man. Look, life is good, y'all. Life is wonderful. Be blessed to be alive. Self-sufficiency is how you survive. To the kings and queens, to the fathers and the earths, to the guys and goddess, forever and always, my nigga. Think successfully. Yeah.
It's even his outros.